Je suis le captain.
And I'm Chappers.
And we're here from Andertons to show you some more cool videos in our series of wondrous things that we've been doing on YouTube for several years now.
Yes, and now we've got the boss, the big boss.
The boss. So boss, in fact, they've had to be on another camera, which is just over here.
Yes.
Yeah, you might remember from last year that Boss invented a new distortion pedal called the Adaptive Distortion, which
Friends
we
of
reviewed.
Soundwave.
Yes, and we didn't really ever get to the bottom of quite why technologically an adaptive distortion was different to a normal distortion. Boss have been very coy about sort of saying why, they just say it is. And they've done two new pedals using this adaptive distortion technology now, which, as you can see on the camera over here, are called the OD-1X and the DS-1X.
Now we should say they have nothing to do with the original OD-1 and DS-1.
Yes, bizarrely, despite their familiar looks, Boss have gone to great pains to say, please don't assume that this is like some sort of upgraded OD-1 or OD-1X, DS-1. It's simply two new distortion pedals using a new technology. And in fact, they have written quite possibly the most ambiguous text ever written by a guitar manufacturer ever. You read this sort of, half a page of stuff about the pedal and come to the end and go, I don't understand. They've not literally said anything to give me any indication about what this pedal might sound like.
So it's up to us.
Yeah, well, when we challenged
think.
Boss about that, and they went in there, they sort of went, that's because we kind of want you to try the pedal. Not you as in us, you as in you. Try the pedal with an open mind and just see what you think.
That's a great get out of jail free card, isn't it?
It kind of is.
What did you write? We don't know, but you should make up your own mind by trying the product.
So we're using a Blackstar S145 combo, all tube combo, and I'm going to use it in two modes, the warm clean mode and the basic crunch mode to demo these pedals. So warm clean sounds like this. Crunch mode sounds like this. Go. So, essentially, the idea behind doing that is because whilst the DS-1X appears to be a standalone drive pedal, just, i.e. you would take a clean sounding amplifier and punch it over the top, the OD-1X does appear to be able to work more like a sort of a boost pedal as well as a drive pedal. So we'll do the two. So,
well, let's start by saying opinions is divided on the aesthetical appearance of these instruments from Boss.
Yes.
Now, I personally quite like the look because I think you got the sort of the modern looking, up to date knobs, but then you got the old classic Boss chassis.
Yeah, classic Boss chassis with new. Some might say gaudy. Others might say. What might they say? You like them, don't you?
I like them, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the mirrored look does it for me, but I guess if you're ever caught in a position where you need a shave,
any makeup,
and you've just got your razor but nothing to look in.
It's for the 80s glam bands still hitting out the scene. The people who put the makeup on in the car.
But enough about aesthetics. One of the things that you can't see actually off camera here, which we have never done a review on, and may not have time to do today, but if you like the sound of the reverb you're hearing in this particular video, it is the new Hermida Zen reverb. So it's a pedal. The other thing that Boss have said as well is please, use the EQ controls, use the drive controls, everything. Really put these pedals through its paces because the adaptive distortion technology really is supposed to be much more versatile and far-reaching than the previous tech. So let's have a little listen. OD-1X into a clean channel. Okay.
There's a huge range in bass, mid, treble response.
Yeah, the bass control goes from way not enough to way too much, doesn't it?
That was
I
quite
suspect this would compensate for any kind of amplifier, regardless of how bassy it was.
Well, what I noticed when I was playing lead is that because we went for a dirty breakfast at the Walpolston Cafe. And then on the way back in the car, Lee was saying it's adaptive and it changes the amount of pick you use. So what I was doing is, as I was playing, I was picking really softly. And then when I dug in, it did sustain and hold the note more than it would have done previously. So
I'll tell you that breakfast though, I don't think it was the it wasn't the sausage,
forget the pedals,
or the bacon, or the black pudding, or the fried bread, or the fried mushrooms. I think it was the
tea,
because I didn't have low fat spread on my toast.
That's probably what it was, Lee. Yeah.
It's really.
But you know what I did that I've never done before is I put my egg on top of the black pudding, and they're exactly the same diameter. I was really happy about that because it meant that not a single bit of yolk went on the plate.
Great.
I caught it all on the black pudding.
And if you don't know what black pudding is in America, go look it up. It's gross, but tastes great. Sorry, vegetarians. Anyway, now I'll turn the pedal off. Now I'm going to go to a crunch sound. So here is just the Black Stars crunch sound. What I'm going to do is show you what happens now where we effectively use the OD-1X as more of a line boost as opposed to necessarily a straightforward drive. So here we go. Stop. Works really well as just it doesn't
like an EQ shift and a boost.
Yeah, it doesn't sort of mush it up too bad, does it? It still retains its sort of definition and clarity. Okay, so moving on, the DS-1X, which, as I said, I thought was a more sort of standalone. So we'll just do the same thing again. Rob will play some, I don't know, Steel Panther, Sachi inspired something rhythm, and I'll fiddle with the knobs over here.
I started off not really liking it, ended up getting into it, and then ended up really liking it.
Well, it's funny, we had the same with the DA2 adaptive distortion.
We did.
Now, one of the things that the adaptive distortion is supposed to do is work very, very well down at lower frequencies. So what guitar have we got here that perhaps might produce some lower frequencies?
Now, because everyone's going to comment this, I'm tuned to drop A. Oh. A. So we normally go.
It sounds tight. Let me just hear what the other. Let me hear what the other drive pedal sounds
okay.
like. So this could be if you've got an amp with a bit of drive like this. Let's go. I think the orange one is better for 7 string.
Orange wins.
Orange wins for 7 string.
Right, let's just tune it right down and just chug, 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 and then compare the two.
Pass me that white guitar, please, Mr. C.
You mean your signature model Chapman guitar with the Anderton ML1?
And then give me the cable, and let's see if this thing does
Take my
boozy type thing. I must admit, when you the dynamic range of these is really good. When you think you can just just literally hard pick, soft picks, kind of, you know, different pickup.
Yeah, normally I would use a volume knob on my guitar to get like a crunch, a cleanish, and a gain. And what I think this is giving you is another level of that.
I mean, I'm not so good at. I always find it a bit fiddly to do that, so I kind of prefer to.
You got to get good with your little finger. That's the secret.
I prefer, but I do genuinely quite a lot if I'm jamming with you and playing rhythm. Rather than doing that, I will play the rhythm part. And then when I want to dig in and play some lead, I'll just pick up.
That's a big difference. Yeah, do that again. So. So now turn the pedal off and do exactly the same thing. Yeah, big difference.
Massive difference.
Massive difference, yeah.
So
they do what they say they're supposed to do.
yeah, do you know what? Again, I sort of exactly the same as when we did the Boss sort of Terror Echo and I'm cynical when the video starts, kind of thinking, oh, more technology, like we need technology, like we need a hole in the head, and then actually I come at the end of it and kind of go, actually,
you know what?
They're pretty cool.
We did need holes in our head, one for each ear, to listen to the product and think it was good.
You're absolutely
And this
correct.
is the first product of the day I shall mark out of 10.
Go on then.
I shall give them 7.8.
What, both of them 7.8?
No. 7.8 for the OD-1X and 8.8 for the DS-1X.
I thought the DS-1X, if you're a 7-string player and you want that sort of dirty bottom end, I thought that was sounding good. But
If you want a dirty bottom, get the orange one.
if you want a dirty bottom, go and have a baby. I tell you, they got plenty of dirty bottoms to go around. At least mine has at the moment. And yeah, you know, again, we're probably this is the sort of the two different types of players that we are. I prefer the yellow one to the orange one, but then
I like
again,
them both, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think the yellow one's got more competition. For me. There are other pedals I would use before. I mean, we haven't told them the retail point.
No, I mean, I don't know exactly what these are going to be yet, but it's around about the 120 mark. So again, it's twice the price of the conventional OD1. In fact, more than twice the price.
And don't get me wrong, obviously, Boss, it's not going to break.
No, it's not going to break.
Great pedals. They sound great. There's competition on the market.
I don't know how long
for this
they're going to
kind of
last on a battery, because from what I understand, again, the adaptive distortion technology is a digital technology, so we've got these running off a power supply. Yeah, that's a good shout. Would I trade in my Eternity drive for one of these?
Yeah.
Probably not. But on the flip side, if I hadn't bought one yet, and I love the idea, a lot of people are very brand loyal to Boss. They buy a brand they know they can trust because they've had another Boss pedal
And you
for
can
20
definitely
years.
trust Boss.
Oh, you definitely can. Yeah, there's really not a lot wrong with that. I mean, I liked them. So there we
you
are.
go.
Not too shabby.
No, and I noticed Lee didn't give any marks, but that's okay.
Yeah,
because
I
did.
would probably just go with your marks, but the flip round the other way. So my yellow one would get the slightly higher mark than the orange one.
Yeah. Well,
So-
then, in that case, I've been Rob Chapman.
And I've been the captain.
Bye.